like you want me. If I'm honest, I'll just make you cry.
Today I've decided to do a 20 minutes challenge of creating a web design from scratch, and the reason we are doing this is, number one, I like doing this kind of stuff, mainly because I'm a developer and designer myself, have been building applications for the past 7 years. Today that's what I do apart from being a full-time student. And the reason number two, which is the actual purpose behind this video, is that telling from my own experience, if you take an hour in designing rather than days, gives you the opportunity to get various designs, which at the end of the day leads to gaining a little bit more knowledge when it comes to what looks good and what looks bad. Alright, it's always good to have an idea of what you want to create before you start designing, which in my case, just right before recording this video, I was thinking of creating a personal trainer website. So now that I have the idea of a personal trainer website, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set a stopwatch on my screen, and then I'm gonna open Figma and start designing. So once we have the timer started, the first thing is going to be creating a new file. Once you have that, obviously we need to create a frame with an HD resolution. Now I'm going to head over to pixels.com. Pixels is where I get pictures from, as they're often high quality and free to use. So now I'm looking for a picture of a female fitness model, and of course in this case we're going to pretend that the picture is the personal trainer herself. Just go ahead, download, head back to Figma and drop it into our project real quick. Obviously it's too big, so we need to decrease the size, and since I prefer the model to be at the right side of the page, what I'm gonna do is to hold down the left key on my mouse and drag the picture into opposite position. I just play around with the size of picture until I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. Okay, so now at this point I want to turn down the opacity of the background a little bit, because I want the other elements which we're gonna have on the website in a moment stand out a little bit more and be more noticeable. It's pretty crucial with some kind of branding on a website like this, so since we don't have too much time, I cannot design a logo right now, but instead I can use a little bit more stylish font to write the personal trainer's name. And just in her case, I suddenly came up with the name Jessica. Make the font size a little bit bigger, and I went for the Google font called Read Raised, as I think it looks decent. And obviously I make sure it is placed in center. Okay, next I'm gonna add two lines that goes parallel all the way through the screen panels. I do this because I want to integrate the navigation bar right between these two lines. This way it highlights the main components and links to social medias. I also turn the opacity of both down to 50%, so it makes it appear a little bit more grayish than white. In order to integrate links to social medias, I'm going to use icons for each, and the way that I get my icons is by using a free plugin called Iconify that you can download Iconify for free on Figma community. It's so useful and I highly recommend it to you. I also add a shopping cart icon at the middle of navigation bar, since her clients are gonna buy her products for sure. Then I'm gonna add some pages like home, shop and planes, but feel free to add less or more pages depending on your need. But for now, this is just a sample for this video. For the main font, I only use Roboto, both in regular and bold, and then I add some headers for the website, just to draw a little bit more attention, and of course I resize and place them where I think it looks good. The next part is adding a little bit of description underneath, and since I don't have any idea of what to write, I go and generate some lorem ipsum from Google and just paste it into the website design. Then I design two buttons. One I decide to call it for a free trial plan, and the other for client reviews, question mark. Towards the end, I started with 2 triangles and turn off the fill and add a thin stroke to both rectangles. And finally, at this point, I'm pretty happy how it turned out, and I do some final touches to fine tune it a little bit. And right after that, I go out of Figma and stop the clock. Okay, so we were 20 minutes in and I stopped the timer there. I feel like I was already done with 80 minutes, but I just took those 2 extra minutes into adding a little bit more value into user experience. But anyways, hope you like this one. I'll see you guys later.